Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to your latest TEW2020 video. You join us in the month of May for our big end of month show for the month of May in 1983. So yeah, our fifth big event with the World Wrestling Federation. How would I sum up the last month or so? Well, a lot of people have left again, so it is really difficult to build programmes, but I think you can clearly tell who have been pushing, who's happy, and who's angry. So yeah, but the thing is, I think we're going to start moving towards the feuds between bigger guys coming together, just to ensure we're continually gaining pop, because as much as it's not really important in terms of the long scheme of things of enjoyment, if we want to take WWF to the top and get to that next level quicker, we're going to have to start really dominating, especially in our home area. So that might come into effect as, of course, we've started that programme, of course, with Jimmy Snuka and the WWF champion Bob Backlund. Still reasonably a bit annoyed with the amount of incidents we're getting. We are still getting 5-6 incidents a show. It's cut down a wee bit because I'm taping two episodes of All-Star Challenge or All-Star Wrestling, whatever it is, the B show, so that kind of limits it a wee bit. But usually just telling them a stern warning usually seems to minimalise the negativity. But it's one of those things where it's an outdated mod because of the new system that's in it. Can't think of the word on top of my head, but the way it is as well. That's how they're in. I keep going back to it. It's mental. The backstage area just seems wild. So, as long as we can keep a rough eye on it, we should be okay. Personality trait attributes. That's what I was looking for. That word. So yeah, we'll crack on with that. Before we start, as I say, at the moment in time, I don't think comments are back. But if they're not, yeah, just tweet me your thoughts and yeah, how you're enjoying TW. As I say, it's going to get some conversation on that. And as I say, I'll put it up in the community tab eventually when the comment section is reopened. As I say, just keep an eye on that situation. Just as a sure, making sure everybody's safe online, basically. So, yeah, we'll crack on with the show. This is it. This is what I've been up to in the month of May. So we're due to get basically 35,388. There is no arena in the tri-state area that kind of fit that, so I've went with the generic option. So hopefully we shouldn't be at too much of a loss. I haven't had to do much in terms of keeping people happy, paying money. I think Andre is the only one, so we should make a lot more of a gain this month. But if we need to use it, money's certainly there. The good news is the economy and the wrestling industry are both rising. So there we go, we have 13 segments of this show, 133 minutes, a couple of title matches. Here we go. So I started off, 35,000 by the way, it looks like it's a sellout in this area. It was about that had good heat and decent wrestling, and I had the Road Warriors defeat the Wild Samoans in 13-12 when Road Warrior Hawk defeated Alpha with a flying lariat. This allowed the Road Warriors to win the WWF World Tag Team Championships, with Alpha carry the match in terms of in-ring performance. Now, my reason for this is, obviously they didn't win it at the first attempt, but I felt like we don't have too many tag teams, and I don't think you can have a tag team that's going to be as legendary as the Road Warriors were, and have them losing a couple of matches very early doors. So getting that first title win under their belt, they can have a good reign with that. I think the long-term runs that we built are slowly going to go with me. It will start moving the titles about, making a lot of them maybe not as prestigious, but as I certainly building a lot more Hall of Fame careers. As I say, back in this day, you'd like Jake Roberts not getting a title run. He'll certainly be a champion here. But yeah, just to say, it gives you options. You can split the Wild Samoans and push Alpha, or you can then look to try and get Alpha and Sika to the same level. So a 54 rating here, and yeah, happy with that. You can see that the Road Warriors are still making their way, but yeah, overall not too bad. Next up we have them basically celebrating the ring, so a nice wee celebration, putting the tag titles above their head. So your new champions, the Road Warriors, with a 50 rating here. Next up we had a bout that had great heat and decent wrestling, and I had Stan Hansen defeat Tony Garea in 10-14 with a Western Lariat. Garea with a 54, Stan Hansen with 75. Garea off his game here and got the crowd hotter. Stan Hansen's been a fantastic acquisition, certainly someone I want to push forward, and as I say, if we start putting big names against each other, then yeah, he'll be having some massive mega matches going forward. Dirt sheet, yeah, mostly going to be inconsistencies and the low locker room morale. Next up, we had a promo with Gino Hernandez against Pedro Morales. This is extended out. Basically, was wanting to get the 3 matches worth between the two. Fully just Gino just saying, "Old man, what you doing? I'm the man around here. I'm the champion. You know what I mean? You can't even hang with me. I beat you last time. I beat you for the belt. I'm going to beat you again." Yeah, and just really utilising, the fact we get 3 matches and yeah, making sure Gino can win most of them. So 64, he got the crowd hotter. Gino improvised well, and the match itself, fantastic. There we go. That's the progression of the storyline and the development of the worker as well. So in about they had great heat and decent wrestling, with Gino Hernandez defeat Pedro Morales in 14-15 by submission. Gino Hernandez makes the defence number 2 of the Intercontinental Championship title. So a 72, a 59 for Pedro, a 68 for Gino, and the champ retains. But honestly, his development's been great. There's been a few others. If you saw on Twitter, I tweeted out about Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig and his development. Admittedly, a lot of that wasn't under me, but that's the problem with these mods. They're obviously contracted to a few companies, so obviously they're getting over elsewhere as well. But still, overall, very happy with that. Next up, we have Jake Roberts cutting a backstage promo. Nice 50 rated, nothing too exceptional at this moment in time. We're still slowly but surely getting Jake over, so that's pretty good there from him. And his matchup was against the soon to depart Chief Jay Strongbow, and it had good heat and decent wrestling, with Jake winning in 7:58 with a DDT. So a 65 overall is pretty good, a 50 rating there for Chief Jay Strongbow, and a 62 for Jake. The announce team helped this match as well, but you can see clearly again who we're pushing at this moment in time, and it's kind of just putting it towards my perfect roster. That's the way we're kind of going. Next up, we had the debutant in the arena, and it was Larry Zbyszko. And in about they had great heat and decent wrestling. The former protege of Bruno Sammartino. I think I read that. If I didn't, sorry. He was a protege of somebody. I'm hoping it was Bruno. But anyway, he defeated Eddie Gilbert in 11:32 with a shoulder breaker. So overall, it was a 70 rated matchup. Gilbert with 49, Zbyszko with 73, and Larry Zbyszko debuted his old school heel gimmick. It got a rating of adequate. I did want to kind of debut him as a face, but it did seem like it was far better as a heel, so can always turn something down the line. So we're getting a bit of skill power with star power, with some good skill set. We're all good. Zbyszko also benefited from having a hot new move, so that's good to see. A few negatives there, locker room morale and low morale for Eddie Gilbert, and obviously he's been putting people over, which he did here. So that's kind of like an enhancement match. Obviously went a bit of time, but yeah, still scored fairly decently. Next up, we had a promo. It was the man of the moment, Kurt Hennig, and this pesky upstart really just ripped into Don Morocco. He just says, can you really hang with these young guys? Fair enough, he's a babyface here, but he's just getting under the skin of Morocco, and it's a 74 rating for Kurt Hennig. If I can get him a written contract, man, he is getting a heel turn, and he is getting a rocket to the moon in terms of overness. But the bout itself had great heat and good wrestling, and Kurt Hennig defeated Don Morocco in 18:24 with a Hennigplex. Fantastic to see a 73 rating there. This storyline gains a bit of heat and advances, but I think that'll probably be the end of it. A 75 for Kurt and a 59 for Don Morocco. He has just been, honestly, his push in this save, whether it be me or other companies, has just been perfect. They have a promo from the Hulkster. That reminds me. Wrestling for other companies. He has a 6-month nerve injury where he can still wrestle, but he, not ideal. Can work through it, so that's going to hamper his ratings and his performances. But yeah, could it be something that curtails Hulkamania before it gets going? But anyway, we need to push him. We need to get him staying over and winning matches. So a 78 rated promo from the Hulkster. Considering, remember the stage, he was getting 40s and 50s. It's a great run of development from Hogan, and he obviously benefits from that hot catchphrase, and that leads to a main event which had fantastic heat and great wrestling, and it was the team of the Hulkster and Jimmy Snuka who defeated Bob Backlund and Ray Stevens in 18:24 when Hulk Hogan pinned Bob Backlund with a big leg drop. That should have been Ray Stevens, not the champ, but anything that'll help Hogan actually, because you know he's getting the overness victory over the champion. But the thing here was really continuing Snooker v Backlund, but not having the title on the line, protecting Hogan because of his injury, and the excellent chemistry between Hogan and Snooker just means try and pair them up as a tag team as much as possible to get that rub that Snooker's overness onto Hogan, so Hogan can be one of the main men. I know we are changing history, and there's a good chance we will when Snooker does go for that championship and probably beats Backlund at one point, but we need to put Hogan in a good position as well. Negatives there, obviously you're going to get an injury for Hogan, low morale, fatigue at Hogan as well, so I'll probably give him a good break, but it's just for him working elsewhere. And unfortunately, Ray Stevens is leaving, so Andre the Giant just beat him up, and that storyline's finished and done. So yeah, he wanted to leave, he was unhappy, so screw it. You get beat up by Andre the Giant on the way out, and that segment was a 47. Overall, the show drew a 76 rating. We only increased popularity because we were broadcasting to a medium-sized broadcaster in the Madison Square Garden network in the tri-state region and in Puerto Rico as well. So those places will gain, but the main thing is as well, when you're getting 35,000 is we are making money, which means we can put that together. So when we get to the next level, when we can go to exclusive written contracts, we can protect our roster, because every one of these is still good to be picked off, which is the worrying part. So we need to try and get to that level before the likes of Georgia Championship Wrestling can go, because none of them will sign exclusive written contracts at this moment in time, which is a wee bit annoying. But we need to make this the challenge, is to make WWF into what it became. So we'll move on to the finish show screen. I don't really care about post speeches. We've done really well there with so many 70 plus segments. Not really worrying about 80, 90 or 80 matches for a long time yet. Thought we're a higher size company, but we'll see how we've done financially. Obviously there's a chance we could still, will be a lot less than this for profit, because obviously it's still the end of the month to go to. And I want to kind of build up the funds as well, so when we go to written contracts and monthly pay, then we need to cover that as well. So from that, nothing that directly affects us, but the show was drawing a lot of praise, and so did the New Japan show, but look at the difference in crowds. Finance, we at the moment are 527,000. I'd like to imagine we'll probably drop to about 380, 400 once we just do the end of the month, the tax, etc. So that'll be interesting, but it's still a good bit considering we started with 500,000 in the coffers, and we get 127,312 viewers watching that, so that's not too bad when you're only on 2 networks. And times to heel Hogan, yeah, we'll give you that wee break going forward. So just to finish up, going forward into the month of June, we have a double header for you. No, we don't, it's July with a double header. Sorry, June is just a one-off show, the 4th week of June. But we get to July, we'll have an end of the month show for July, and we'll have the King of the Ring. In fact, I'm going to be absolutely sensible, and no, we'll have to. The thought of 235,000 Yates is like, we'll take the financial profit that week. So we'll run 2 shows in July. Once we eventually get to 1985, I want to keep that wee bit of realism. We'll have the King of the Ring pay-per-view in June or July. We'll have Mania in the March slot. We won't have a Rumble that year. We'll start off at Mania, and then we'll have a SummerSlam, we'll have a Survivor Series. I'll just do them all at the same time, the same year. They all start in 1985, and then 1986 will be the start of the Royal Rumble, should we have a big enough roster. That's another thing we need to keep in mind. So the Rumble and all that will start a bit earlier. But that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Say, if comments are on, leave a wee comment, let me know how you're enjoying the series. If not, tweet us. As I say, once it's safe enough, we'll bring the comments back. But apart from that, as I say, a thumbs up are appreciated. Subs, drop these videos into your inbox daily, effectively, whether it's this or the AEW save. Hopefully, by the time this goes live, I might be streaming back on Twitch with WWE save. Just kind of monitoring mods and just seeing what I feel like is going to be best for the long-term play. At the moment of recording, I'm still on the fence with a couple, still just looking about, but I feel like I'll be using that many mods anyway, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, usual, TEW2020.com, Greydog Software Forums, Fans Booker subreddit for all your resources and for other content creators, whether it be verbal or written as well. And until next time, this was 21 Maxwell, and I'll see you all soon for the big extravaganza in June. Bye bye.